Malcolm Johnson has been in Fort Myers for most of the morning, covering conditions there. Things were really whipping up when we saw him last there at the Lee County EOC. Lee, or not Lee, but Malcolm, are you still there?
Hey, well, Chris and Jane, Hurricane Irma is picking up, and it is picking up fast. That much is for sure. You can see the rain just blowing in my direction, the wind blowing it just as fast. And what we've seen is these conditions continue to deteriorate as we are at the Lee County Emergency Operations Center, which sits on Ortiz Avenue. This is just west of Interstate 75, just south of Dr. MLK Jr. Boulevard downtown. Now, if you take a wide look at what we're seeing here behind us, you can see the trees, how they are just blowing, whipping left and right. I mean, any time that we open up the front door to this operations center, there's a howling that lets itself into the front door, and the folks who are sitting there in the lobby can hear that wind gust from the outside. It's incredibly strong, just how quickly these winds are making their way felt in this area of Lee County. But the storm hasn't even made its way all the way to where we are in terms of the eye of the hurricane and what surrounds that. These are some of the drains. They're going to play a huge part over the coming days. But one thing I want to mention is there are thousands of people who have lost power across Lee County, and these emergency officials want you to know that FPL is not going to be going out there over the coming days until things get safe for them to reestablish power for you at your home. So if you've lost power, they're not going to reestablish it for you, and you can expect to lose power. Not only that, some of the shelters are likely going to lose power as well. You see how quickly these winds are ripping. Definitely the last live shot that we'll be giving you guys outside of the building. Another note, they've been getting phone calls from people reaching out to some of the hospitals, requesting that the hospitals be used as shelters. The hospitals aren't shelters. They're not going to house people. They've got 3 centers left that are being used as shelters. You've got Harns Marsh, you've got Veterans Rec Center, and there's one more shelter. So if you haven't already gotten inland, your time is just about out at this point. We're going to make our way over here to speak with one state representative. Right now, I'm joined by Dave Eagle. Dave, we appreciate you taking the time.
Happy to be here. Thank you, Malcolm.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Representative of the 77th District, you oversee Cape Corral, born and raised in this area. What do you think when you see these conditions over your hometown?
Look, I mean, born and raised in Florida, there's a lot of your viewers that are like that, and they look at these hurricanes as kind of a badge of honor, but it's just serious. I mean, this is one of the worst ones that we've seen, and you can see by the winds here, it's just getting started. So just exercise caution, everybody. I mean, we're safe here. This is where the first responders are going to be, so we're bunkered down. For the viewers that are watching, please get inside. This is just getting started, and it's going to get worse.
One thing that you emphasized in the latest press conference was the storm surge.
Correct.
Don't go out there after the hurricane force winds have left us come 11 p.m. tonight.
What's different about this storm is its sheer size. Not only its power, but its size. So that's displacing a lot of water. Once that storm goes away, that water is going to flow in, and it's going to be high. So what we're used to is seeing these winds subside, and people are like, okay, it's done. Let's start fixing the house. Let's go outside. Don't. Stay inside. That storm surge is going to come in. Your streets are going to be inundated. Your houses might be too. But let's practice vigilism. Let's watch this. So the worst can be coming in the middle of the night after the storm passes.
Yeah. On a personal level, Cape Corral being your home, have you ever seen a storm like this come through your hometown?
We had Charlie when I was much younger, 10, 13 years ago. We had Charlie come through, and that wasn't even a direct hit, and we had some pretty bad damage. This is looking, it's obviously bigger, and we're still watching. It could be a direct hit, so we really need to be careful. Hunker down, don't be outside, and just be vigilant. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Emotionally, does it give you a certain feeling? I mean, a lot of these people are probably folks that you know and have known for some time when it comes to this storm hitting Cape Corral. Some of Cape Coral mandatory evacuation zone.
Correct. Most of Cape Coral has Zone A and Zone B, which took up most of Cape Coral. It does. I mean, it gives me, you saw this coming past Tuesday, that feeling that's set inside, that was serious, that was real. That tells you this isn't going to be good. And obviously we're hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst here with all these first responders inside, and we're in good hands. But it's up to the people to practice safety back home so that we can respond as necessary.
Right. I planned on letting you go, but I just thought of one more question.
Sure.
What is the atmosphere like inside of that room where you've got all these emergency responders, the guys who are going to be out there doing the search and rescue in the coming days? What's it like in that room? We're not privy to it, but you've been in there throughout since yesterday, right?
It's surreal. I mean, these individuals have been there since Tuesday, getting things ready, preparing for this storm. At this point now, they're waiting. They're waiting to see what happens, where it hits, so they can respond. So it's very professional atmosphere. It's what's going to happen and how do we respond to that. So they're preparing for the worst. They are, so that they can have all the resources ready, people ready to go, put up power lines, go search and rescue, do what we need to do. So we're waiting to see. And once that happens, they're going to be out there on the streets making sure everybody's safe.
Good work. Thank you, Dave.
Right,
we appreciate the time. So you hear Dave, his sentiments also echoed by the county manager, Roger Desjardins, the fact that this is going to be an unprecedented storm that we're dealing with, the structural damage that this place is going to see, Southwest Florida. They've never dealt with something that they anticipate this storm is going to bring to our region. The time is ticking. The clock is ticking, guys. Get inland and get there as soon as possible if you can. Guys, we're going to send it back to you in the studio.